Okay. We're back with another episode of the Denver series. And in this episode, or part, we're going to be talking about the high schools of magnificence, of royalty. Without further ado, we're going to read from a little article by Ariana Ross. North, South, East, West, Denver's iconic public high schools. No one would accuse Denverites of lacking school spirit and school pride, particularly pride surrounding their four directional high schools. Newcomers to the city are quickly made aware of the monolithic schools: Denver North Side, Denver South Side, Denver East Side, and Denver West Side, and we'll touch on the sides momentarily. The buildings themselves, all of which are designated landmarks, radiate a sense of history and tradition. Although not a directional high school, Manual High School is one of Denver's oldest high schools. It can trace its roots to Denver's earliest days, and with the oldest, Denver West, and second oldest, Denver East, high school alumni associations in the country, it is no wonder that Denver's public high schools are steeped in tradition that rivals many colleges. They rival colleges. But even lifelong Denver residents may not know about the evolution of these iconic high schools, or that their origins are as old as Denver itself. So let's have a look. So here we have East Side High School. East High School owes its existence to the first school in Denver, Union School. But before we do that, let's jump into South. We're going to have a little Google Earth look. Bear with me. So this would be your Denver South. Doesn't really let you see the front of the school. Yeah, we're gonna start with South. I can't wait to get to East. I'm so excited to get to East. And it won't let me go further. So we're gonna take our little man out. And we're gonna see an aerial view of South Side High School. So here you can see we have South, and just off the top of the buildings, you get this ready feel, Colorado, color red. Okay, you have the sports fields, and you can see some designs in the earth. But there's something interesting I want to show you about South. Before I jump into the history of South, we're gonna do things a little different. Yeah. So what we have here is Monkey Island. Doesn't really give you an interesting perspective of why they call it Monkey Island. See, it's just more info. Click more info. Where does that lead us? No more info. Info's over with. You won't get any more. It's done. See what I'm saying? There's no info to give. It's interesting. They used to call the so-called black people monkeys. And then you see Monkey Island on the Grassmere Lake, which will be a drinking source for this here castle. It's a castle. It's not a school at all. Let's drop our little man to the side. And they'll let us see on the side, but the front off limits. And then it kind of gave you a glance of the exuberant beauty of South High School. So let's go ahead and see if we can. I want to kind of take the little man out. Yeah, let's take little man out again. We're on the side of South. So we zoom out. Watch this. It's gonna be a dead end right here. what would make that a dead end? See what I'm saying? What was all of this right here? Then you go over here, baseball field, Veterans Park, along with South Valley Highway, All City Stadium. You have a Memorial Community Garden. So yeah, it's small in scale. In the aerial view, what is it? But what it is you can tell is somebody used to live here. One day, somebody was living here. So we'll just drop our little man there for now. Actually, let's go put him at the back of South High School. See if we can get a mud flood window. Appreciate you all for watching. Again, hey, we have Oscar in the back. Just looking at the trash cans, the recycling bins, all purple. So they did a great job of covering up what they used to do, what it used to look like. So, without further ado, let's read some history. So this is basically south at a close-up angle. Let's zoom in. It says National Historic Listing and Notable Alumni. South seeks National Historic Listing. Very interesting. And we won't read any of this. We won't. I just wanted to show you a picture of South High School. And here we have a long article basically entailing the things present and past. Here goes a fascinating clock. Look at this. Look at this. Let's make sure there's 12 hijacked hours. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So it adds up. But I find this very interesting because what we're seeing is basically animals. You got some people, but these aren't your current animals now, are they? Like this here, that there, this over there, that right there, and so on and so forth. Very interesting. Let's go through some more pictures. See if we have some more flicks. Of course, we have what looks to be an eagle. But raven. Was it a raven? The South isn't called they're called the Rebels. South's actually called the Rebels. So they went from the Ravens to the Rebels. That's interesting. And then starting it off, very funny, Donald John Kern, Major Air Force General with involvement in atomic weapons. Ain't that how it always go? Then you have founder of Mooney Aircraft, Albert Mooney. Then you have Keith Ware, World War II Medal of Honor, died in Vietnam as a 3-star general. Yeah, so a lot of war personalities, huh? Got some pastors. Yeah, all the way. And those are notable alumni. Goodness, it's going too fast. Okay. Then you have the crest, the seal, the logo of the Denver South High Alumni Association. So that's very interesting. We'll go ahead and save that. We'll get rid of that tab so things move fast. So we're going to go to South's website, home of the Ravens. So I guess they used to be I didn't know. I wasn't sure about the name change. Yeah, because my mom went here. Shout out, Mom. And they were called the Rebels. So this is something I need to look into. Yep, South High School mascot gets upgraded from Rebels to Ravens. Fascinating. And that happened last year. So they are the Ravens. I wonder what took out Rebels. Were we uniting too fast? Although it is the newest of the directional high schools, Denver South High School has a tradition that stretches back to Denver's earliest days. Yes, we read that. Since Denver's South Side was the least populous in the city's early days, the area did not get its own school until 1883. The school was called the Grant School and served all elementary through high school students. In 1907, a separate junior and senior high school was added to Grant School. Although the school was still part of Grant, it was unofficially known as the Denver South Side High School. In 1919, the junior and high schools at Grant split into separate buildings. Grant High School officially became Denver South High School in 1926 when the high school portion of Grant was selected to become part of the Denver City Beautiful project. The new high school building was built bordering Washington Park and was designed by the prominent Denver architect firm Fisher & Fisher. We also have a Daniel and Fisher building. We'll touch on that. The building is inspired by the Basilica of Santa Maria Cosmedin in Rome, a church famous for housing the skull of St. Valentine. Notable South. Okay, we're getting into the alumni. Let's see if anybody stands out. Calais Campbell. Yes. Let's get another one in here. A lot of these people I've never heard of. Oh, Lindell White. Interesting. We have Lindell White. Yep. That was very interesting. It was fun. Hit the like button. Subscribe, share with your friends. Then we have another South High School. Let's large this one up. Okay, so does this look like this one? Boom, we still have it up. This one right here. Does that look familiar? Well, of course it doesn't. Something's wrong. And yes, this is South High School in Colorado. Not to be confused with any other Souths that you might know of or that you have heard about. Completely the same high school and totally the same high school. Moving some things around. Okay. So yeah. That's a very interesting photo. This one looks a little bit like North High School. We will be getting into North. Thank you, Denver Public Library Digital Collection. So yeah, exterior photograph of South High School located in Denver, Colorado at 1700 East Louisiana Avenue, Denver, Colorado, 80210, Denver, Colorado. Yeah, that's interesting. So we have our Google Earth of Denver, and this is an interesting little bell tower, clock tower, or a warfare tower. Brick, all bricked out. It's a brick house. So we read this. Close out of here. What did I have here? It's gonna be another school coming up. So let's go read what they say about South in here. Of course, South will end it, right? No, Manual ends this. Okay, although it is the newest of the directional high schools, okay, developed out of Denver City's Union School. I'm gonna look that up. It's very fascinating the research you come up to while researching something totally different. Because now there is no Denver City Union School. Now said school is gone. Only thing that keeps popping up is the Union Station, and that wouldn't be the Union School now, would it? Since Denver South Side least populous in 1907, okay, we were at this. Grant High School, so there we go. Grant High School. Predates South High School. South Side High School in 1926. South High School becomes the official school, replacing Grant High School, of course. When the high school portion of Grant was selected to become part of Denver's the Beautiful project, so everything matches up. You always got to cross-reference your searching. Okay, always. We're gonna close this tab. We don't need it right now. South. Okay. Yeah, so was this might have been the Grant School, right? And then South, but this looks like more like the 70s, so somebody's lying. Somebody's not giving us the full truth. Because when you say, I have another one of those pulled up. Let's go to this one. When you say that, I didn't realize it went all the way down there, over here. When you're saying that a school was it, and then here goes another picture of South. Very fascinating. Somebody's house. This is their yard. Excuse me. When you're saying that 1907, separate junior and senior high school was at the Grant School. In 1919, the junior and high school was at Grant, split into separate buildings. Then you say 1926, Denver South High School transforms from Grant High School. Grant High School transforms into Denver South Side High School. Something's not adding up, especially when you're looking at pictures like this. How large that? Because, I mean, that looks nothing like this. Am I missing something? No, we're not missing anything. What's missing is some years from the timeline, and this there proves it. You showing me a picture from what looks like the 70s. I mean, look at even how the youth are dressed. Zoom in. Yeah, just playing ball. Yeah, just doing their due, and 70s attire. So this is South, and this is South during construction. So they constructed. You see the windows getting blanked out. Yeah, that's fascinating. Because then you have this where they're still trying to blank out the windows. That's a neck scratcher. Okay, let's continue. That was Southside High School. Well, Southside High Schools. It's two of them. It's this one, and it's this one. But continue. We're gonna get to another high school. Another one that's a favorite of mine. Add that to a folder so I don't lose track of that. We're gonna leave the Google Earth. And now we have Manual. This is Manual High School today. Awesome. Manual. This is a middle school. Let's get out of here. Let me give you the correct info. This shall be a... Yeah, this is how they did it. This will be a school. This will be my house. This will be nothing at all. So yeah, that's a middle school. So yeah, that's Manual. Let's see if we can go to the back of Manual. I've actually been here. Had a great time. Well, of course. So let's go back here with our little man. It won't even allow us to go back where we just were. Isn't that fun? Actually, we have progress. So you can see across the street, they did kind of the same thing. They gave the parking lot in front of the school. Yes, gave. Didn't have to. That's the football field. Soccer field, of course. That's what they do. And some schools even have lacrosse. But that's Manual. Let's get a little deep dive into it. Yes, this will be a Wikipedia link. We're gonna close Google Earth. And Manual is all so-called black school. It was at one point. And it says history. Odie's. Wait a minute. Old East High School was completed in 1889. Making it the oldest high school in Denver. It was located on Stout Street between 19th and 20th and was demolished demolished in 1925. Manual High School was also, it was located on Stout Street between 19th and 20th and was demolished in 1925. So not even 50 years later, they go demolishing things as they do so well. Manual High School was also one of the oldest high schools in Denver, opening in 1892. The original building was located near the current one. And today you'll see a bunch of housing and all those fun things. You'll see a bunch of that. Over here we have Badgers. Okay, we have housing. It's very interesting. Because then when we go to somewhere in here, let me find it for us. Here we go. So this is Manual, which was Manual Training High School. What they were training for, you can take a good guess. 1880s, you build it, and you say it's completed. Whenever they say things like that, you can already tell there's some hijack going on. So let's continue to read. Manual was also one of the first schools in Denver to educate quote-unquote African Americans during the 1970s and 1980s. The school had a diverse student body, a result of desegregation busing, which began in 1970. Once a model of educational excellence and community, Manual High School fell on hard times after the school district ended busing for integration in 1995. Yes, there you go. Test scores dropped and gang-related violence troubled the school and community. Only 20% of freshmen were graduating. For these reasons, the DPS administrators made drastic changes to Manual. In 2006, after several failed attempts to fix the problems, Manual High School was closed. When the decision was made public, several hundred students from Manual High School rallied outside the headquarters of Denver Public Schools to protest. I should do that. Hell no, we won't go. We can go T-Bolts. Interesting. Hancock went there. That's our mayor right now. Not doing much for the people. Okay, so we'll close out of this one. Okay, let's read this one. No, actually, we'll go here with it. Back to where we were. Just to get some more overview. Manual Training High School in 1914. There's nothing nefarious here. I love how they had to say that. Good job, Desiree. Manual High School, home of the Thunderbolts, is located in the Whittier neighborhood, also a predominant so-called black neighborhood. I say so-called because we know we're not black. We know we're not a color. And those who don't know, they will be joining us shortly. The school has been in the news for this and that over the years, but one fact has remained seemingly obscured. Where does Manual get its name from? Many high schools in Denver are either named after someone like Bruce Randolph, or directions or locations such as West or Montbello high schools. But a manual, the things folks don't read when they're putting that's funny. Where did the school name come from? Turns out the answer is quite simple. Manual High School used to be a vocational school that taught, you guessed it, manual labor. Ding, 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 ding. What most schools should be teaching today. Thank you for the bomb drop. And this is a picture of circa, so in 1910. And you don't get vanilla skies because it's nighttime. What you get is a fully functional electric building. A question I never bothered to ask is, when did we get electricity in Denver? Or excuse me, when did they decide to power up the 1800s, okay. Of course, the railroad boom in the 70s. 1885, there were electric streetlights. Awesome. So they're safe for right now. The school simply assembled and began work. Well, work is what they were taught to do. Not go to work. They were taught to work, to build, to do plumbing, to do electricity, to do renovations, build. The word manual comes from the Latin root words meaning of the hand, aka the perfect name for a vocational school. Manual training school opened in April 1894 with new frills. According to a Rocky Mountain News article from that time, the new manual training school was opened yesterday and 110 scholars were enrolled. There were no ceremonies and no speech making. The school simply assembled and began work. Just simple as put, just get to work. The school curriculum consisted of various vocational classes: electrical engineering, woodworking, masonry, and free-handed drawing, in other words, manual work. The school's mascot was the bricklayers, an ode to a time when houses in Denver were mostly made of bricks. Thanks to a fire near South Platte River and Cherry Creek. Those seem like planned events at this point. Yeah, so they don't look mostly African American, do they? So-called. Photograph of an opportunity class in blacksmith at Manual High School in Denver, Colorado, 1910. So what we see is maybe they were burning this, what looks like coal. Could be coal, or it could be charcoal. Maybe those are electricity starters. Fire starters. Fire starters can turn on your lights, huh? Public utilities. Do we have it? So we can call it. I'm trying to read through and see what we want to read next. Oh, awesome. The exhibition of 1876. Okay, this is Jim McNally, a Manual alumni and historian, said the idea for the vocational school came from the Centennial International Exhibition of 1876 in Philadelphia. Oh yeah, you know what I gotta go do. You know what I have to do. 1892. So somebody stumbled across it in 1892. Founded does not mean built. FYI. So 1892, 1842, 1894 it opened. But what does this article over here say? Was founded 1892. Okay, so they decided to open it 2 years later. Is that what I'm getting at? Gee, we don't know. Is that what you're getting at? It might be what I'm getting at. Oh, what did I say? 1894. Oh, up here. Yeah, opened in April 1894. Well, this is pretty confusing. So 18 years, you say you quote unquote opened the school because you found it in 1892. Is that correct? Yep, 1892. So you decided, okay, let's continue. That'll leave us there for a minute. Fascinating. We're gonna cover those exhibitions, world fairs. 76 in Philadelphia. Excuse me? The exhibition of 1876 was the first official World Fair focusing on arts, agriculture, and machinery, but the idea for the manual training school came from the education pavilion at the fair. So Philadelphia is talking about what they're going to do in Denver. This is interesting. Interesting because they put a lot of dates on these things. And they say that from Philadelphia you can. Well, Denver was founded in 1850. And I mean, I know, founded before they decided to build a school. Right? But I say that it's interesting because these world fairs were responsible for a lot, but not to get off topic. Two famous Coloradans, Chester Morey, James Grant, arrived at the education pavilion. We seen that name earlier, Grant, and were captivated by the Imperial Moscow Technical School's display, which focused on that school's vocational teachings. A light bulb clicked for Morey and Grant, and the pair brought the idea of the vocational school back to the Denver School Board. There weren't many high schools in Denver at the time, so Manual was the first school to focus on that type of learning, vocational. The school board approved the idea. McNally said, but construction was delayed due to a lack of funding. The problem that continues to plague the school. Yes, it does. More pictures. Training was dropped. This is the senior prom. Yeah, they don't look like the last guys. Another picture. They got some fellas in the back. They don't look like the last guys. Okay. And I was gonna do a little timeline, but probably won't be able to get to that because I don't want to keep you here all day. You have a football game. Yeah, so can't find when they switched the name or why. What's a Thunderbolt? Besides being one of the few vocational schools in the state, what set Manual apart from other high schools in the beginning was its acceptance of women and black students. Well, so-called black. McNally said in so-called African-American students, female student. You can recall her name was a part of the school's second graduating class. So we had students a part of the first graduating class then, right? Because, I mean, that would only be 4 years before 1893. The school opens in, 1894. Yeah, my mind is just everywhere. Excuse me. Yeah, 1894. It opened in 1894, so 3 years earlier. I mean, that would be the first graduating class. Whoa, hijack, back, hijack. The boys basketball team won 12 championships. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, 1997, 3 years. Yeah, so that's the first graduating class. Why are you trying to push us back? Okay, yeah, let's save that very interesting article. Okay, we're going to close this. We're going to move along. And, here's a little timeline of the school. So, it founded in 1892, opens in 1894. So there's nothing really happening during these times, right? Nothing really happens until 2006. Growing Pains, Hope for the Future. Waiting for Superman, Changing the Narrative, 2015. Manual graduate. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. I will say it's very interesting. It was very fast. So they're either not keeping the history or they're gonna cover it up in a minute. And now we have East. We can go back to that article I was reading. And we can touch on East. And we know East is all the way at the top. Thing of beauty. And there's a lot of East last names. You got East, you got Eastman. And those are like the only two that are very popular, standing out to me right now. Take a look at that. Marvel at its beauty. And you guessed it, right by City Park. At City Park, excuse me. East High School. Let's see if this has the same thing. I'd hate to bore you. I don't see anything that's really copying and pasting. East High School owes its existence to the first school in Denver, Union School. It was a one-room schoolhouse built in Denver City. Of course, that's not around anymore. In 1859, only a year after the city was founded. Yes, correct. The school was built partially to promote Denver City over the rival towns of St. Charles, Harmon, Auraria, and Highland, all of which would be annexed by Denver City to form the Denver we know today. Wow. So that's where present-day St. Charles and Harmon are. Yes, Auraria was changed, but you can still find some traces of it. St. Charles, huh? Yep, St. Charles Rec Center. So yeah, St. Charles is in Mesa, Colorado right now. Sitting with very few people. 335 people per square mile. So you get rid of 4 towns, right? You annex those towns to form one town, Denver, who we know was named after the governor of Kansas territory, Colorado territory. Very interesting. In 1873, Union School became an expanded elementary through high school known as Arapahoe School. Arapahoe Indians. Arapahoe School served Denver City, now in the lower downtown area. Auraria, now the Auraria campus. And Harmon, now the Cherry Creek neighborhood. So you see, like I said, you still got some shades of Auraria. In 1873, the Union School became expanded in Harmon, now Cherry Creek. So what I like to do is figure out who these people were. So we're gonna figure out who they are at a later date. As both Denver and Arapahoe School expanded throughout the 1870s, the need for a separate high school became apparent. In 1882, Denver High School was built in Denver's booming business district on the corner of 19th and Stout Streets. Okay, let's go ahead and get you a rundown. So Manual was built by this guy. I'm getting, because this guy is responsible for building 2 schools. Well, 1 school. So I forgot to tell you, Manual was built by the city. Yeah, the city. That's what they say. Manual wasn't built by the city. It was built by hardworking men. South was built by Fisher and Fisher. So let's go back up east. I like to cover all my tracks, make sure I said those things. In 1882, Denver High School was built in Denver's booming business district on the corner of 19th and Stout Streets. Famed Denver architect Robert Roeschlaub designed the school. That's your builder? That is your builder. Seen his name somewhere before. Make sure I didn't miss anything. That's an interesting read about Manual. I will be giving this link so you can read this. Say, hey, you missed this in the comments. Say, hey, you should have read about this. And I'll read those. Roeschlaub. That sounds real, ooish. You know, a word is kind of censored these days. Roeschlaub wanted to carve the face of a young girl into the new building's cornerstone to symbolize Denver High School's dedication to youth. He held a child beauty pageant to find the model, which was won by 6-year-old Ella Maggie. Observers said young Ella had the face of an angel, and she is remembered today as the school's mascot. The cornerstone was saved when the building was demolished, and visitors can still see Ella Maggie, the East High Angel, on the current campus. The original Denver High School was known by a variety of names. It was most commonly called Denver East Side, there we go, to differentiate it from Denver West Side High School and Denver North Side High School. which were both built in 1883. Denver saw an economic and population boom in the 1920s, and city planners took advantage of the need for expanded high schools to further the city beautiful project envisioned by former Mayor Robert Speer, who Speer is named after, who passed away in 1918. Denver East Side School was the first school involved with the project. Speer wanted a directional high school for every quadrant of the city of Denver. Interesting, because every side of Denver has a high school of Speer. And wanted each of the directional schools to border a park, which they do. Denver East Side was moved to its current location on City Park in 1922 and officially renamed Denver East High School. The school's architect, so the architect is him. You say he built it. So basically, two guys designed the school. Two guys get a paycheck. You see what's happening? George Herbert Williamson was himself a graduate of the original East Side High School. He won national acclaim for the school, which was based in part on Philadelphia's Independence Hall. Awesome. And Denver East High School, as it stands today, opened its doors in the fall of 1925. Since then, a myriad of exceptional Denverites, including hijack astronaut Jack Swigert and Oscar nominee Don Cheadle, have attended East. Wow. I didn't know that. Don Cheadle. That's interesting. Long live Don Cheadle. Long live Don Cheadle. He's an angel. You're just going over some other things. Oh, would you look at that? Long live. That's what I'm saying. Long live doesn't mean they passed away. Okay, so there we have it with East. Now for the good stuff. The sting of beauty right here. And as you can see, this is all of East High School. This is all of East High School. And this is always closed off. You can't get in that way. They actually started building. Let me see if I can see the wrecks. I believe this would be it over here in the corner. No, I know that's it right there in the corner. That's it. Okay, now let's take a little deep dive. Let's go on a little journey, shall we? Let's make it fun for the people. Take me out. We can see clearly. Look at this. This is incredible. Hey, biker, watch out, we're coming through in a Google car. As we continue, we're passing by a sports field. Oh my gosh, then you're gonna see some beautiful towers coming up. Look at those. Right next to East High School. And actually, let's speed this up. Let's take our little man out, because it's at least about a mile of just straight road to Butler Building. Hey, let's drop back over here by the Butler Building. So I guess they're saying East is basically two buildings, and you can look at it. It looks like a transformer's about to come back to life and get you. And then you see these houses, modern. Not modern at all. Brick. Another brick school. We know how much the people love brick, right? So yeah, there's our East High School. And let's go see what the Library of Congress has to say about East High School. The original digital file. And I have a little something that shows that East High School may even be a little bit older than his story. Okay. we're finally here. We've made it. Look at that. Somebody come look at this. Boom. And this one will be just a little bit longer. Look at that. Let's zoom in. Let's get all the way in there. Come on. Okay, well, you want to be difficult, but you can see the detail. Pay attention to the detail. Brick. Red and white brick. Some students going to be indoctrinated, not going to go learn anything. The E. Now, if you're from Colorado, if you have relatives in Colorado, we refer to the East Side as the E. If you come out here and say East Side, we're going to look at you like you're crazy. We call it the E. This is where they used to have gatherings, you can tell, or royal dinners. And I would love to get over here, scope around. I've never been inside. So yes, that would be the school, East Side High School. Excuse me. So let's close out of that. We have 2 more schools. Oh, there we go. I knew I missed something. I knew something was missed. Built in 1925, East High School, 1545 Detroit Street. Denver is a public school that exemplifies the city beautiful movements. Okay, we've read that. Earlier East, the current East Side High School is the school's 3rd home. East traces its origins to the 1873 Arapahoe School, since demolished. Let's go over there. Let's go check out 1873. You're going to see here now it's a street. I've combed the city streets for this 1873 Arapahoe, and they take us to 1880. Fascinating stuff, I know. Very fascinating. Thing of beauty, I swear. Between 17th and 18th Streets, the city's first impressive school building, it originally housed other grades before. Okay, we're not going to reread this. George Herbert Williamson, East graduate. He built the Antlers Hotel in Colorado Springs. Hey, let's open that up. Usually I don't do this, but we're going to do this time. I want to see a picture. Oh, wow. Look at that. Gotta add that to a different photo. Oh, my gosh. The beauty in that. Oh, my gosh. No. Take me back. I want to go back. When I grew up, and this is Korea. That's interesting. Okay, we can close out of that. For East High School, he designed an eclectical adaptation of the English Jacobean style reminiscent of Philadelphia's Independence Hall and Old Hall at the University of Oxford in England. Interesting. 162-foot high clock towers, sheathed in various shades of red brick, with occasional purple-black brick for contrast. Let's see, we'll see some purple brick. I kind of see it. It's real slim. It's like in these areas, like the darker black areas. Of course, right? That's what we just saw. Okay. So yeah, I think this will probably be the article I do share in the chat or the comments. Depends on how I'm feeling. In recent decades, East has been a model of historic preservation, using National Register and Denver landmark designations to avoid the radical remodeling and demolitions facing so many older schools. East has undergone various minor restoration projects that have preserved most of the original structure. So as I stated, I have some interesting photos to share. So this will be your South High School. This We saw manual. Here's east. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What are you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? Glorious red. They came here and they saw you living like this. They didn't come here and find you in TVs. Let that go. Okay? Just let that go. They found you living like that. And this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Eastside High School, Denver, Colorado, 1726. I-726. 1,000 years added to the timeline. 726. Wow. Incredible. Incredible, man. I look at this picture all the time. And it's just marvelous, man. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do that? You feel what I'm saying? How do you do that? And demolish that. That's what I'm saying. How do you do that? Sheesh. Like I said, we're not gonna spend too much time on that. So let's go ahead and close out of that. The Travels of Marco Polo. You saw it. You saw that. You saw that. So let's leave east. East kind of annoyed me because that was somebody's home. That home had descendants of said home. So East High School. This is the marvelous beauty of East. Oh, there we go. That's how we get just a little more in AD. Now I feel about AD. If you don't, I don't like it. I hate AD. I don't like it. That would be the Arapahoe School. Odie's building on Stout. East High School. Funny how this works. The cost was $322,685 back then in 1889. Yeah, 1893, 1925. The cost $1.4 million in 1925. That's how you know money is just a made-up object people dedicate their lives to. Here we go. We are inside. We made it. We made it inside. Here's the main staircase. 1925. A lot's changed since then. Library in 1925. The Travels of Marco Polo, they say. Library in 1925. Another picture. This is very interesting. Interesting because they turn all these castles into schools, prisons, hotels, and all your other leisurely pleasures. Okay, I like this article. We're gonna save this. Just want to make sure I clear out all these tabs and read some. Yes, and we read most of this. It's just multiple articles. I guess I didn't have to have all of them in here like this, but tomato, potato, you know. So now we are going to visit West. This will be your West High School. You can tell it already has that castle-like feel, doesn't it? Right across the street, you have the Sunken Gardens Park. Look at this. Sunken Gardens, what would be there? You name it, it's there. Glorious, magnificent. And like I said, most of these schools are about, see how long this street is? Right about there. Streets are very long. Streets are very long. It's a stop sign. It's a stop sign over there. And you know what we do. We take our little man and see they got the dub. The West. You know, take our little man to the back of the school. And look at that. Look at that. The architecture is magnificent. You can tell little things were done at the top. Let's go to the back. Oh, come on, put it there. Excuse me, slight delays with the young laptop. Okay, it's gonna not let us put the little man back there this time. I know. But this was somebody's home. It was somebody's home. Okay, we're gonna not play around today, y'all. We're gonna do what I said we're going to do, and if we don't do it, we're gonna hit it up another time. So it's not really feeling us. Let's close out. So yeah, West High School in Denver, Colorado, whose origins trace to 1883 and 1926. The public high school moved into this English Gothic style building. Like I said, that's another term for another day. Look at that. Let's get a little zoomy in. Yeah, it looks like it went through a lot, right? Went through a lot. What does that look like to you? Yes, that's your West High School. Right across the street from Sunken Gardens. Let's read a little bit about it, shall we? Here's Old West. They took the picture from Sunken Garden. So you can see a lot more garden gets demolished for a lot more road. Then you have this beauty over here. I'll zoom in more. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for tuning in. The origins of Denver's second oldest high school trace back to 1865 in the basement of an arsenal building left over from the Indian Wars. Left over from the Indian Wars stood a one-room schoolhouse known only as the 11th Street School. The 11th Street School ended with the 8th grade, and by 1880 it was apparent a high school would be needed as well. The Central School was built in 1880 and included all grades, elementary to high school. In only 3 short years, the Central School was determined too small to serve West Denver, and a newer, larger, all-grade school opened in 1883. Though the school was officially called Franklin School, I have some Franklins in my lineage. The upper grades of Franklin were more commonly known as Denver West Side High School. The name was in keeping with other area schools. We talked about this. Denver High School was known as Denver East Side, and the high school in Highland was known as Denver North Side. We'll get there. In 1893, the high school students at Franklin were built their own separate high school. The high school students at Franklin built their own separate high school. Oh wow. Architect Frank Edbrook built the original high school building, which stood on 5th Street. I could believe that, but I would want to know that. Frank Edbrook. The school joined the Denver public school system in 1901 to become the city's second high school. When I say I would want to know that, they usually give a name of somebody they want to inherit all the wealth from said school. The school was officially known as Denver West High School, though sometimes called District 2 High School. In 1926, West High School became involved in the City Beautiful project. Oh my goodness. The school was moved to Sunken Garden Park. In keeping with former Mayor Robert Speer's vision to have each, of course, we read about his vision, but you're tuning in, you're a little bit late. So Mr. Speer wanted all the schools to cover all the directions, north, south, east, and west, and also have a park. You gotta have a park. Gotta walk around and be like, oh, I remember this hijack. Oh, I remember when this was nice. Oh, I remember when. In 2012, West High School was replaced by the West Leadership Academy and the West Generation Academy to better suit the needs of West Denver students. The West Leadership Academy has a focus on college preparation, and the West Generation Academy highlights vocational and career training. Both academies operate in the 1926 Denver West High School building. Well, of course they do. It's a big school. I mean, it's a big school. We looked at this. Let me add this. All in Denver. Continuing the Denver series. Let's go. Now we're going to go to Northside High School. Yeah, we're going to zoom through this now. Okay, so here's your North. And I love this school. Look at this. Watch look at that. Do you see the detail? Look at, you gotta pay attention to the detail. It's all about the detail. Yes, y'all. And then you see it going down a little bit deeper than that. It's a little bit deeper than that. Nobody really needs windows right here. Right here, and most of those windows don't open. South, manual, east. Man, glorious. West, and we have north. This will be your North High School. Fascinating, isn't it? So let's go ahead and read a little bit about it, shall we? Home of the Vikings. If not, there's a Viking Park. Like I said, let's get the intel. But I'm almost sure they're called the Vikings. And it's just so fascinating because there's also a library not too far. Not too far. Yeah, I mean, even in the logos, there's Vikings. Okay, the pre-Denver town of Highland was served by a single school, the Ashland School. Now the North Denver Highlands neighborhood. That's what it says. Built in 1872 and located on 15th and Central Street. Like I said, I don't want to. Anything I happen to leave out, I will leave a link for you. Go check this out. But yes, they are called the Vikings. And then there's something funny I want to go look at real quick. Let's leave the little man. Because I'm sure there's a Viking Park. Because the schools have to have a park. We got that. Here it is. Viking Park. Viking Park. Home of the Vikings. So let's drop our little man. If it allows me to, because technology can be really crazy. Oh, look at that. We have progress. That's the track. Entrance to the track, huh? Architecture. I'm impressed with architecture. And this was part of the castle as well. Speer Boulevard. What did he say? He wanted to hijack all your streets, all your things. We're gonna go all the way down to the stoplight. We might even go a little bit further than the stoplight. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. As you can see, we're almost out of here, man. We're just getting some shine. We want to shine, don't we? Team North. Look at this castle, y'all. Look at it. Look at it. This is a castle right there downtown, right across the street. Viking Park, of course. They came here and they found everything. Literally. And figuratively speaking, because of course they found it, because they didn't build it. Look at that. Look at the columns on this bad boy. Look at this. I wish I can get a little closer to see that. Don't push me out. Let me in. Shops. Thinking shops, or let me in. Oh, excuse me. Look at that. Northside Manual Training Shops. Northside Manual Training Shops. Okay. We're trying to glide past, Then I found an old letter, but kind of running out of time. So in here it says, we went to Cupid's garden. We wandered o'er the land. The moon was shining brightly. I held her little shawl. Yes, I held her little shawl. How fast the evening flies, we spoke in tones of love. I gazed into her lunch basket. I wish I had a taste. There sat my little charmer, my arm around her umbrella, embracing her umbrella. This charming little miss, her eyes full of mischief. I slyly stole a sandwich. He sent his boy to college, and now he cries, alack. He spent $5,000 and got a quarterback. Hey, we're just getting some intel, getting some shine, man. North High School alum or annual. This is probably an alum year, 1907. How fun was that? So with North High School is very interesting because in the basement of an arsenal building left over from the Indian Wars. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Like I said, I will be dropping links because this is information that can't be missed, won't be missed. I got something to say about it. Wow. So this is North. Yeah, I'll drop this one. We'll glance over the pictures. I won't say anything. It's hard to resist though. It's hard to resist. This will be one of the longest, or maybe the longest, or I just won't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Who knew this was gonna come? Like I said, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Motto: